What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my year-end list. This is my list for top 10 best movies of 2017. God's perfect idiots! Same rules apply that applied in my top 10 worst video. These are just opinions. These are not reviews. I have honorable mentions that I am doing on Stardust. You can check those out, and you're not going to agree with this list. There are going to be some movies on this list you agree with, some you don't agree with. Again, this is all opinion based, so those are the three things I want you to keep in mind. But now, without further ado, and to get this list started as quick as possible, I am going to start counting down my top 10 God's perfect idiots of the year, starting with Dunkirk at number 10. Dunkirk is a surreal experience. It doesn't go the way you think it's going to go because it plays out from three different perspectives, and I really appreciated that about the film. It's got some of the best aerial combat I've seen in a war movie, and I've seen people complain about the character development in this movie, and that didn't really bother me because the situation in this movie is so much bigger than developing the characters. You have to talk about the situation over the characters. This is by far Christopher Nolan's best movie since The Dark Knight. Clocking in at number 9 is Get Out. Not your typical horror movie. This is another one that doesn't go the way you expect it to. This is really a social commentary as to what's wrong with the world today. It explores the vast consequences of racism, interracial relationships, but the best part is that it doesn't beat you over the head with that shit. This is one of the most original, well-written movies of the year. It is so well-directed, and it is very well acted. I have seen criticism for Allison Williams, and yeah, she's not the greatest, but she was very functional in this movie, and you got a lot of newcomers in this movie that really shine. If you don't like this movie, again, speaking from opinion, but if you don't like this movie, then get out! Every year, there seems to be that one movie that surprises everybody. Wind River didn't surprise me. It was so good. The reason Wind River didn't surprise me is because it's written by Taylor Sheridan, who wrote Sicario and Hell or High Water, two of my favorite movies of the past couple years, and two movies that I really, really love. He also directed Wind River, and he directs this movie to a T. Jeremy Renner gives what is his best performance to date. I can definitely see him getting an Oscar nomination. Also, this movie really touches upon the fact that murders on Native American reservations go under the radar, where everything takes the national spotlight. Murder mystery movie that is written in a way that is disturbing and haunting, yet very clever and very satisfying. This is one of my favorite movies of the year, and it's definitely my favorite movie Taylor Sheridan has written. Coming in at number 7 is Detroit. Detroit's second act is one of the most gut-wrenching things I have ever seen on film. There is a sequence in this movie that is filmed to look like one take, and it's about a 45-minute to an hour-long sequence, and it just disturbed me, it broke me, it shook me. But that's what made this movie so good, and it speaks volumes to the consequences of racism not only in past society, but today's society. Boyega gives a magnificent performance. This movie kind of makes me feel guilty for liking it because it's such a vile, vicious, haunting tale of America's past, but it's something that's so controversial that I think everybody has to see. And it's one of the best movies of the year. It's assembled so well, it's directed very well, it is written very well, and it is acted to a T. Go and watch Detroit when you get a second. Before this movie, people would consider the past couple Guillermo del Toro movies as misfires. I personally enjoyed Pacific Rim, and I didn't really like Crimson Peak all that much, but he is back on track with The Shape of Water. The Shape of Water is one of the most unique and original film experiences I have had this year. Really great performance from Sally Hawkins. Michael Shannon, as cliche as he is when he always plays a villain, he is magnificent in this movie as a great villain. The musical score in this movie is magnificent. I just love how original this movie is, and it really personifies the human condition, that humans can love something other than humans. They can love animals, they can love creatures. In this case, it does happen to be a creature. Very minimal CGI, great use of practical effects. You maybe could have shortened this up by 10 minutes, but who cares? It's still Such a good movie, so original, so unique, so touching. I love The Shape of Water. Admit it, when you're driving down the highway, you just want to put your headphones in and put one of those kick-ass songs you have on your phone, on your headphones. Baby Driver makes me want to do that, because all you need is one killer track, man. Baby Driver is one of those films that is very unique, very original, and it's just so much super kick-ass fun. I love how the editing in this movie is edited to the music. It has some of the most original action sequences portrayed on screen in a very long time. John Hamm, man. John Hamm! Hamm steals the show. Edgar Wright proves that he is one of the best directors working in Hollywood today. I cannot wait to see what is next from Edgar Wright. Coming in at number 4 is a movie that really made no money, and I'm kind of upset that it didn't, and that is Blade Runner 2049. What makes Blade Runner 2049 so good is the fact that it's not setting up a sequel, it's not setting up a cinematic universe, because everything has to do that nowadays. It's its own thing while also being part of the Blade Runner universe. Marketing tactic really scared off a lot of people once they heard that there wasn't that much action in the movie, but there was never that much action in the original one, so I mean, why would you go from being like this really slow-moving, yet really engaging sci-fi drama to this engaging sci-fi action spectacle movie? I'm glad the movie didn't go that route. Denis Villeneuve really crafted one of the best-looking movies of the year. I cannot say enough about Roger Deakins' cinematography for this movie. I hope we get a third one. I wish it made more money so that we can get a third one. But I'm glad this didn't set up anything else. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Can you love this movie? It totally destroys Star Wars. Our fan theories are right, and Luke Skywalker is out of character, and it's just a remake of The Empire Strikes Back. I know, that's what you're thinking, and you're wondering why it's on my top 10 list, but this is my favorite Star Wars movie in the entire saga, and until somebody comes up with a legit complaint about the movie, like, I don't know, the Finn and Rose storyline on Cancel Bite, then I don't get why people are complaining about this movie. This is definitely the most different and unique Star Wars movie in the entire saga, and I don't know if that's why people are put off by this movie, but it's not as bad as people are saying it is, or at least the people that are being vocal. I love all the different directions this movie goes. I love all the plot twists. I love how all of our fan theories are bullshit. I love the expansion of the mythology. It's just so different and just went in so many different directions, and I love the character development in this movie. For Kylo Ren and Rey for that part. They are the best. The space battles are awesome. Some of the best space battles in Star Wars. And the battle on Crates, one of my favorite battles in all of Star Wars. If you thought The Force Awakens was a remake of A New Hope, you'll probably hate this one for being too different. So, I don't know. I guess it's no win-win. My number 2 pick means a lot to me. Coming in at number 2, Stronger. Jake Gyllenhaal gives what I think, despite being so magnificent in Nightcrawler and being robbed of an Oscar, gives what I think is the best performance of his career to date. Because he's just an average Joe Schmo. He's an everyday guy. This movie is so uplifting and emotional and heartbreaking all at the same time. All because I think it hits me more because I am a resident of Boston. But this is basically a story about a guy who is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's really uplifting, it's moving, it's inspiring, it really makes the person in you stronger. So I love the title of this movie, and how it can make a lot of people feel that way. I am pulling hard for Gyllenhaal to get nominated and to get that Oscar, because I think he deserves it. Guys, this is it. We've made it. The number 1 movie of the year, in my opinion. I don't know if you know what it is. I don't know if you can guess. You probably thought it was going to be Star Wars, didn't you? No, because that's number 3. I'll let you take a minute to guess. Okay, your minute's up. I'll just tell you now. You bet my number one pick is Logan. Logan is everything I wanted a Wolverine movie to be. It is brutally violent, it is emotional, and it is character driven. It's really a dystopian, futuristic, western noir type of movie, but when the violence explodes on screen, it is earned big time. He hammers home the relationships, the father-daughter dynamic between Logan and X-23, the father-son dynamic between Logan and Professor X. If you consider this an X-Men film, this is by far my favorite in the entire X-Men film series. This is the perfect send-off for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. His swan song is perfect. This is one of the 2 movies that I felt was perfect on the year. Alright guys, that does it. That concludes my list of the top 10 best movies of 2017. Looking forward to a great 2018 and some pretty shitty movies in 2018. Can't wait to talk about those. I have one more list coming that'll be coming your way. You can check out my other honorable mentions. I have been posting some on Stardust. You can check the rest of those out. I got 2 more I gotta post. So you can check those out on Stardust. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, you're on YouTube, subscribe at the end of this video, check out some past reviews I have done. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.